What's up, my dudes? This is the track review of the BCMX Uni. I don't know what the hell the name of it is. Procrastination. So I don't know what that title is supposed to mean, but I don't know if he was just trying to troll some of us track reviewers or what. But that kind of reminds me of those Uni air filters or whatever the heck. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. I suck at pronouncing everything. So, but yeah, I got a pretty interesting little jump down, whoop down a section kind of thing going on over here. So I will say his roughness kind of has a little bit of the vibe like his one track that had that really just janky kind of roughness, very bizarre, like hardcore small bumps that were really jagged edge. He definitely has some of that on this track, so if you're not a fan of that, you may not be quite a fan of this track. It just seems like his roughness on this track right here doesn't really always match the speed that you're going. You know, you'll have like a super long straightaway that is really smooth, and then you'll have 4 or 5 super choppy bumps right at the very end, and it's just crazy. But check this jump out right here. Probably didn't think I was going to jump that, did you? You got to be careful and not skim your head on that monster banner right there. But this jump right here is one huck motherfuck. Oh my god. Like, that may not look that difficult, but I'm telling you, that was hard to hit that right there. Like, you had to be on the throttle from the start of the corner way over here all the way around to hit it. And, yeah, I can't believe you put that in there. Let me actually go back and show you guys something. Let me back this up a little bit. Get her in this, let's get it in this. Okay, cameras. Okay, let's get it in this view right here. So let's back it up. Okay, so he makes this little thing right here, this jump, where like you're not even really meant to hit this right here, or maybe you are. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it because you jump basically right into that monster banner right there when you double this. Obviously, you're not really supposed to jump this, but it's actually super easy to hit. Like, it's not that bad at all. I mean, you just huck it right over. And I'm pretty sure that monster banner is not actually collidable, so you don't really have to worry about that. It may be. I'm not really sure. I may have just barely missed it every time I see. I'm jumping like right under it. Oh my god, that's crazy. And you wouldn't think you'd be able to land that because it's like super flat right there, but he's got just enough. If you look real closely, he's got just enough of a downside angle where you can land it, and a lot of times that's all it takes. Like, the difference in perfectly flat and then just right there is like crazy when it comes to popping your feet off when you land in this game. If you just have the smallest little downslope, it'll help so much. But what I was trying to get at is he made that super easy section right there that you wouldn't think you would be able to hit. You know, it's not like you're really even meant to hit it, and it's super easy. But then he makes this section right over here where it's like you would think if you hit this jump over here pretty hard, you'd be able to jump it all the way. It's like there's meant to be sort of a landing right here, so you would think you'd be able to jump that all the way. But so it's like a super obvious, like you should be able to hit it, but yet it's like 10 times harder than this other jump over here that you really shouldn't be able to hit. I don't know what's going on with this dude. I think he's just trying to troll everybody. But yeah, this is, I mean, you got to hit that motherfucker wide open, dude. I'm talking wide. Like, it is not an easy jump. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting how he made both of those jumps right there. But for the rest of the layout of the track and stuff, I can't say I was the biggest fan of it, man. And don't take it the wrong way. It's very personal. This track, it's kind of got that layout like, it's almost like it's like the roughness and the way the corners are built don't match up with the speed you would have, so it seems like the track doesn't want to flow very good. You know, it just has that very, like, slam on your brakes and weird feeling on the bike pretty much everywhere, and some people love that. And it's definitely a challenge in that sense because it's pretty different from a lot of your other motocross tracks out there. But for me, it just, I don't know, man. It was like, I guess I just wasn't the biggest fan of the overall layout combined with the type of roughness on it. It just wasn't really vibing with it like I do on some other motocross tracks that I really can flow on quite well. Like, for instance, this right here, you've got like a 300-foot long straightaway going to like a 50-foot jump. It's just, I don't know, it's like little things like that makes it very bizarre of a track feeling. So this jump right here is super small. That's how most of the jumps on this track are. They're pretty small. They're a lot smaller than you would think coming up to them. It's not one of those tracks where like every straightaway and every corner matches up with the jump distances. You know what I mean? You're not like trying to hit everything wide open. You really got to know every little jump distance. And this jump right here, oh man, I almost crashed on it. I got the front end way high right there. I can't believe I landed that, but yeah, that jump is definitely, that's probably the funnest jump on the whole track. And then this little son of a bitch, I went for it again, and cha-ching, grade A, landed that. So, oh my gosh, dude, that jump right there, that is probably one of the hardest MX Simulator jumps I've ever hit in my entire life. And it does not seem like it would be at all. It's like so like backwards in that sense. But like just right here, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like he's put that janky kind of roughness in there, man. And when a track has that, it will instantly lose its flow if you're able to get too much speed to it. You know what I mean? It'll instantly lose any sort of flow that it had when it has that janky roughness. It's got to be more rounded. It's got to be more smooth, because when you've got it so jagged like this, it does not match the speed that you're going. Let's just say your whole track was really tight and really like a kind of like a tight local vibe track or something like that, where you couldn't get going very fast. Then you could add more of those janky rough bumps. But when you've got it like this, where it's more of a like standard, you can get up in like third, fourth gear and stuff like that, you just can't have roughness like that, or it's just going to be frustrating more so than it is fun, for me anyways. Some people may love it. That's just something I've always got to mention, because it's so true. I mean, some people, this is their style of a track, and I don't know why that is, but I'm not here to judge anybody, you know. And I love this section, like this whole down this thing, and got off in the bushes a little bit there, but and even this jump right here, it's okay. It's just a little bit shorter than how much of a run you're getting to it. Like, I would say like twice as short, but and like the lip of it, I don't know. It's just hard to explain when a track doesn't flow like I would want it to. And I'm not bashing the track. I'm just telling you how the flow is on the track. It's just a different style, completely different style of flow that just very, very unusual, very different, but it's still fun. I mean, it's still a good-looking track. All of his off-track, I would say that is basically 10 out of 10. It is standard woodland, but I would say it's still pretty solid how he's done everything. Like his decals and stuff, he's managed to do all that pretty well, and it does have different rut lines on this track. That was a cool thing that I noticed. Dude, that hook right there, my God, I'm telling you, when you get on the track, you'll see what I'm talking about. This does it no justice whatsoever, but and he's got his shadows in some of those sections where the ruts are like pretty hard to see with the shadows. I loved that aspect of it. Made it definitely pretty tricky, but I don't know. It's just the roughness of it was just not my style. That's the only way to explain it. The roughness combined with the kind of like weird quick elevation with like janky quick corners down, some weird layouts, you know, it all made it a very bizarre overall track experience for me. But still chill, fun. Not too hard. It's just you got to be patient with it, with the way the roughness is built and stuff. and not too hard, but let me just fly off of the track right here. But yeah, I would, and get stuck on the finish line jump. Not too hard, guys, not at all. But I would say the track, I would probably give it a 8 overall. I know I've been giving a shitload of tracks 8 overalls here recently, but a lot of tracks just seem to kind of fall in that category, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Like, he does his off track really, really well, and the way he's got his different off track decals, like it goes from a red dirt to a more brown dirt, and not only that, but it kind of goes from like a ruddy looking decal to a kind of like not very many bikes has been on there because it's the top of a tabletop or something like that. You know, he does all that different stuff perfect. So and you can't deny when something looks good like that. And he's got a light pole over there and another one right there, and I like the shadowing like I was talking about before. So as far as scenery, that's really what saves this track right here. If it didn't have the good looking trees, different types of trees, cool hills in certain areas, little things like what he did on the side of that jump right there, just all those little things come together to make it an 8 overall. If it didn't have this good of an off track, it'd be more like a 5 or a 6, you know. The off track really, really pulls this together, and plus that jump right there is hella fun. I'm pretty sure I probably gave it a point just for that jump and just for this other jump right here that was really hard. I thought both of those kind of, if the whole track would have been more like this section and then that one section over there and then that first section, if the whole track would have been more like that as far as the scale and the layout, I think it would have been a whole lot more fun. But it just gets so tight in certain areas, and then it's like your fun factor totally disappears for your like this whole side of the track over here. I don't know, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but still got some different line options, stuff like that. So yeah, definitely 8 overall. Don't know how I could really give it less, because it's a fully completed, rounded track. Even though it wasn't my favorite, I'm not just gonna give it a super low rating because it wasn't my favorite track. Like, I'm gonna try to rate it from a very unbiased general standpoint. That's where I really try to you know, just look at how good and roundedly built everything is. That's really what I have to look at. But I would say the difficulty is, man, I would say it's hard, just because of the kind of tricky nature of the way everything's built. Like right here, these 2 or 3 bumps right here, they're almost like whoops. I mean, they're almost like jagged edge whoops more than they are braking bumps. It's kind of just a little weird how he made everything like that, but still decent track overall. And that's it for this video, bro. So anyways, later, dudes.